Before now, nomadic practice began as a periodic pastime in most villages and communities across the country. It has now become a regular feature across the country and notably in states like Benue, Enugu, Nasarawa, Niger, Ekiti, and indeed the Federal Capital Territory. Across many rural settlements in Nigeria, the herdsmen live in makeshift structures built of mud and thatch roof, known as ruga, with their school-age children left to herd cattle in search of green vegetations. This is a major express leading to the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. And for anyone visiting the nation's capital, Abuja, for the first time, the sight of cattle roaming indiscriminately by the roadside and sometimes struggling the express with motorists has left many worried on what seemed to be the problem. In Abuja, cattle herded by children obviously under the ages of 14 years who should be in school are common sight, as I encountered two groups of child herdsmen faithfully driving their cattle and unwilling to speak to strangers even when I tried to chat with them. I soon caught up with one of them who goes by the name Ahmed Muhammadu, a Fulani herdsman rearing cattle on the popular airport road in the nation's capital. Muhammadu only agreed to speak to me after about 2 hours of persuasion. He says the constant invasion of cattle into most states of Nigeria should be blamed on the failure of the federal government to provide grazing routes and reserves for their livestock.
If only the government can provide grazing areas for us, our confrontations with farmers and other residents would stop, and even our cattle would feed better.
Some of the migrating cattle guarded by the herdsmen have caused road mishaps, security threats, and creating constant clashes between herdsmen and inhabitants of most states. The governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, in August 2016, responded to the nuisance created by herdsmen by outlawing free cattle grazing, prescribing stiff penalty for defiance. Abia State government also took similar steps in May this year. To contain the violent killings by herdsmen, the federal government imported grasses from Brazil albeit as temporary measures. On September 2, 2016, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Bello, imposed a ban on cattle grazing in the territory, which was tacitly endorsed by the Senate Committee on FCT, chaired by Senator Dino Milaye.
You don't have knives, go and buy knives. Any cow that is seen within the metropolis should be slaughtered. Any cow that is seen within the metropolis of the Federal Capital Territory must be arrested.
Investigations have revealed that most of these cattle are owned by some highly placed individuals in the society, which makes it even more difficult to check the menace.
They were trying to say that actually Abuja belongs to them. They were in this city and everywhere is being taken. So where do we want them to go?
Section 20, subsection 1B of Abuja Environmental Protection Board Act of 1997 says, and I quote, "Anyone who rears or keeps animals or birds likely to cause environmental nuisance such as offensive odors or noise or neglect or fails to confine the animals or birds to his premises is guilty of an offense and liable on conviction or a fine of not less than 5,000 naira or imprisonment for a term of 3 months." Sadly, this provision is applied in breach, and government seems not to have the political will to enforce it. Regrettably, this situation has become a national embarrassment to the most populous black nation in the world. Chikodinaka, AIT News, Abuja.